Well, if you remember, last year's Nebraska Heroes Game hero was recognized for saving a baby while riding a horse. Well, now Edgar Estrada is helping burn victims move forward by sharing his own story of recovery. KETV News Watch 7's Aaron Hegarty went to Auburn to speak with a Nebraska farmer who says he's lucky to be alive.
After launching this self-flying drone to dust crops, Brett Gertis's life changed in a flash.
It was just poof, just done. That's it.
It was July 20th, while generators charged the drone's batteries.
I heard the pop of the fuel jug. You know, I made the mistake of kind of going to investigate what happened.
Gertis's legs got the worst of it.
I was in the bed of the pickup when the gasoline ignited. I jumped off, and for the first time in my life, I stopped, dropped, and rolled, because I ended up walking a half mile away from the accident, because I knew that eventually the pickup would go up, and I didn't want to be around when that happened.
A helicopter flew Gertis to Lincoln. When he woke up the next morning at St. Elizabeth Hospital, he couldn't speak. He pointed to a marker board.
One, I'm writing heck of a story.
One of the next things he wrote, I thought I was gone. He spent 65 days between the St. Elizabeth Burn Center and Madonna Rehabilitation.
And when these patients, they go through a lot, but it's pretty impressive what they can do.
Eric Jensen, the burn and trauma coordinator at CHI Health, says the challenges go beyond the scarring. Burn survivors face separation from day-to-day life and loved ones. When a burn victim is ready, a relationship with another survivor helps.
And as they meet other survivors, they can see like, hey, you know, like how did they get back to being all those things that they want to be? And those supporters really help guide them through that and give them that hope and that light at the end of the tunnel.
For Gertis, one of those people is Edgar Estrada. Last year, Estrada was recognized as a hero at the Nebraska-Iowa game. He heard a faint cry of a child while at a roping tournament in Central City, jumped on his horse, and found a baby in a hot car. Nearly 20 years earlier, when Estrada was 9 years old and living in Kentucky, his life changed.
I started mowing the yard after my dad told me not to touch it. It ran out of fuel.
He says he should have listened to his dad. He spilled some of the fuel. When he started the mower, there was a spark.
There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't look at my legs and can't believe it, I'm still here.
He spent about half a year in the hospital.
I thought dying was the best option for me.
It wasn't.
In this picture, I'm laughing because I was also crying because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I was walking again.
Burn survivors reshaped his perspective.
I wish I could meet them to this day because I remember their faces. And they were burned pretty bad too. Seeing that gave me hope that if they could do it, I could do it.
Estrada visited Gertis, who says he was the first with lived experience he talked to. He thanks him and others for sharing their stories.
The fact that they, you know, can look me in the eye and say, yeah, everything's going to be all right, you know, and they were right.
Even if itchiness and putting on compression leggings and moisturizing slows him down.
It's a little bit of a, what's the word? A pain in the butt.
Both survivors say life is good.
The fact that I'm able to see my family every day and talk to friends and go to work and be tired from work, and I mean, it's all just a blessing.
In Nemaha County, Aaron Hegarty, KETV Newswatch 7.